Okay, story time. I was living in these apartments on Mableton Parkway. This was before I moved into the apartments that were on Boat Rock. And I moved in there. There was a young lady that stayed above me. For some reason, I couldn't get the upstairs apartment because she was staying there. Long story short, when I moved in there, I was on probation. Okay, I was on probation for a car that I owned. Okay, and then I made a mistake and I took a payday loan out on the car. And the people that was with the payday loan, they were from Louisiana. This is why I don't like. I really don't care for Louisiana people. Except for NBA YoungBoy and his people, shit like that. But I don't give a fuck about those people out there. All right. So, long story short, I was staying there. Everything was going good, but me and the manager always try to get cool with the managers at the office, and she just was like kept talking to me about moving out of Cobb County where I stayed at, because Cobb County was a predominantly, white area. And I always loved living out there. I own property out there in Cobb County, right up the street from the apartments that I moved into. So she just kept talking to me, kept talking about me. Oh, they got a washer and dryer. They got this, they got that. I knew the apartments didn't have a washer and dryer when I moved in. I took that, I pretty much was like, okay, I'm going to sacrifice going to the wash house every weekend. Because the rent was cheap. I was paying like $780 for rent for a 1-bedroom. And when I stayed there. So, she kept talking to me like, you need to move over there. They're so nice. They got a pool. They got this. They got that. So, okay. So I was just like, well, you know what? I'm not going to let the last situation that happened to me over there affect this situation. So eventually I moved. That was a big fucking mistake. I shouldn't have moved because of the fact that I was in Cobb County and I moved to Fulton County where they're more lenient, where the police was in a position to do what the fuck they wanted to do. Okay? All this should be strategic. It's all set up. It's all set up. If you got a gift or a talent and people know about it, that what you can do, they talk about it, they can do whatever they want to try to do to gather up around you, to think of, she shouldn't do this or she shouldn't do that. You do what the fuck you want to do. Okay? It was a strategic setup. But when I moved, from that apartment, paying $780 something for rent to go into paying $1,200, it was a lot. It was a lot for me, to try to pay it. But hey, at that time, I looked at it like, well, I'm gonna look at it from hindsight. God's gonna bless me. I'm gonna be able to pay my rent. But they try to set me up and say that I owed them $26,000 for